YouTube body, what is up, body? So real slow this time, nice and slow. Let me eat this first gummy bear and gather my thoughts, and we'll start from there. How is your day, YouTubians? No, I genuinely want to know, like, how was your day? If you guys hear any weird commotion in the background, my family is live and active, so they are moving about. But yeah, how's your guys' day been? Come on, let me know. Come on. Spill all the tea from this week. I'm curious. Yet you haven't said anything. Yes, you. Okay, we're just gonna go over that, right? So, how has today been? It's been okay. Started off the day taking my title to go get verified at the DMV. Left out around 8 a.m. It was about 5 or 55 degrees outside. Pretty chilly. Had the ski on, all that stuff. Biked all the way there. Pretty much got there. And they were like, okay, do you have this? I said, yes, I do. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. And they told me that two things. One, the vehicle was underpriced. I was like, how the fuck you gonna tell me? Because I wrote the vehicle value of $100, which I technically did get it for very cheap, and it was under the I think it's like retail value 75% or less. I mean 75%, and if it's less than that, then you have to fill out an affidavit. It was less than that, so I went ahead and got that done. I filled it out. And I went ahead and took it to my neighbor. They had it filled out. There was also something else that I found kind of weird in the moment, but I didn't give a damn. It was saying, or they wrote that the actual mileage on the title and the actual mileage on the car did not match. So I was like, hey, I think you accidentally checked this box. I'm gonna give you an affidavit for it. So they went ahead and signed the box and everything like that and did what they had to do. Basically, an affidavit saying that they made an error. And yeah, later find out that they didn't make an error and that they actually did change the mileage on the car, which I still don't give a damn. I only spent a band on the car. So it doesn't fucking matter. And it drives fine, so it doesn't matter. Took the vehicle over to whatchamacallit, the DMV. Or not the vehicle, took the vehicle affidavits and the title back to the DMV literally like 10 to 15 minutes before they closed. Me and the lady had that shit filled out within like 5 seconds. I put everything on the table. I said, here's here. She said, sign this. Do this. And it was done, pretty much. And I accidentally wrote 198,000 miles on the vehicle instead of 170 something miles on the vehicle. So that's great. The actual mileage on the vehicle, I believe, is about 185. 185,000, that is. But I put 198, and I am probably going to tell every new buyer that I have, like, or the next buyer, hey, I fat fingered the key, like, you know what I mean? So it doesn't really matter. The car is in perfect condition. So yeah, I went ahead and took the value of, I think, like $1,000 off of the value of the vehicle. That's a lie. I actually only took 500 off just because I know I'm wanting to negotiate to about 3,500. So there's that. So it went from 4,500 to is now 3,500. That I'm trying to get out of it because once again, now that I found out the miles are as high as it is, I wouldn't want to, scam somebody or something like that. I'm not that kind of person, so I went ahead and had that filled out. Like I said, changed the listing on Facebook. I did actually just have somebody message me not so long ago, texting me saying, hey, da 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 da. But something else is the only problem with the vehicle is now diagnosed to just the power steering pump, or not power steering pump, but power steering fluid. And I think it's the rack and piston. So if you don't know what a rack and piston is, it's basically the thing that controls your tires going like this in the front of your car. I don't know if the back has it, but I know the front does. No, the back doesn't have it. The front does, and it's called a rack and piston, and it's where your power steering fluid goes. Obviously, I've had a leak in my vehicle, and it's quite an urgent leak. And you're probably wondering, well, what caused the leak? What is the problem? I think it's the rack and piston. Now, I have to do some extensive research tomorrow when I jack up the car and I do all that. But today, I went ahead and test drove it with my sister. We went to Walmart to go pick up a few things once I got the car registered. And yeah, it was driving perfect, like actually really, really good, like a normal vehicle. But when we parked the car and came back after shopping, we did notice that there was about a little, not a puddle, but a little spot of leak from the power steering fluid. And in the other corner, there was like these little drops. So the drops, I believe, is coming from the rack and piston because it's very close together. It's about this far apart, right? So the big puddle is right here and the smaller puddle is here. So that's what makes me think that the boot itself is leaking. I'm not sure how I'm supposed to fix just the boot. I think I have to get the whole assembly, which it's quite expensive. It's like a $600 part. For it to be installed and all that is an additional like $300. Obviously, I could do it by myself, but yeah, it's quite an expensive part. It's not flipping cheap by any means. So I've come to a crossroad of where I'm like, okay, do I want to fix it or do I not? I don't think I do. So what I'm probably going to end up doing is anytime I park it at home, just go ahead and put a, what's it called? Oh, I'm blanking right now. Put a catch, not a catch can, but a catch pan underneath it and just let it drip onto there. And I low-key could reuse the power steering fluid because it'll be clean. Is it recommended? Fuck no. But like, it's going to leak out regardless. You know what I mean? So it's rather that, or I could use that catch can or catch pan just so it could catch all the fluid and replace it with fresh fluid, which is more likely what I'm going to end up doing. And I'm kind of just going to have to pray that like I could find a product or something that's going to slow down the leak enough to where it shouldn't be a problem. I do know that Lucas has this power steering fluid like blocker, like where it stops the leak. So I might go pick some of that up tomorrow morning. But I mean, I also do have somewhere I gotta be tomorrow, which is with my friends to go Halloween shopping. Kim to find out that my other boy is about to be at school, so I gotta reschedule that shit. So we're gonna have to, yeah. But anyhow, that was my experience today. It was cool. Working on the car was good. Like I said, the only problem we now have is the power steering leak, and that is now confirmed. The electricity problem is not a problem. It is 6:35 and I drove with the lights on and everything, the radio, the sunroof open, the lights on, and the car was doing great. So I'm not thinking that the engine itself is having a problem or the battery. The next test, now that we have took it on the actual road and drove it about 40 miles per hour and accelerated and stopped and accelerated and stopped and accelerated and turned and all that stuff, the next test is the highway. Do I believe it's going to do well on the highway? I'm a little skeptical just because I know the acceleration on the car. Or I don't know that, but I'm so scared to push it like hard. I haven't even floored it yet just because I'm scared that something's going to break. So low key, I have to test it before I have to go to work because I will try to take this car to work. And hopefully, I mean, nothing happens, you know what I mean? So I can just keep my fingers crossed and pray that it's going to be able to make it and that it's not going to have any major problems. But when I do park at work, it is most likely going to leak all the power steering fluid. So that's another concern that I have to be thinking about. And that's why I'm saying I hope that I can find a product before then that can stop it. I think the Lucas power steering fluid is the best bet that I've got. So I got to try that out tomorrow. Other than those things, TikTok posted some videos on TikTok about Black women and about relationships and all sorts of stuff like that, and got a good debate going. I'm not gonna lie. If you guys don't know already, I love debating, so there is sometimes I'll just throw topics in there that are highly controversial or mildly controversial just to see what the audience does. And today was one of those videos where I posted saying that the average, I didn't specify this, but I said the average Black male would rather date outside of their race than, date a Black woman. And I said my personal reasons behind that. And I was saying because most of the women that I know personally are, what did I say, hyper masculine at some points. And once again, is that completely like my opinion on that? No, Do I say that stuff just to get a rise out of people? Sometimes, yeah. But today was a mix of opinion, truth, and statistics. And the thing is, I knew the way that I worded it was going to cause an argument of some sort, which is, once again, what I want. I don't care for engagement, but I do care for, well, I mean, I guess it's a part of engagement, but I do care for responses. And I was saying later in that video my reasoning behind everything. And a lot of people did not watch the full 10-minute video as I expected. A lot of people got a little pissy about it, which I expected. And I had a good few debates. I'm not going to lie, it was pretty fun. And I'm pretty sure I have to respond to a few more messages, so I'm probably going to do that after this. Like I said, I probably have to text my friend as well after this. And I no longer edit videos, and the uploading process goes so much quicker now. I don't know why or what's the difference, but I think it's because it was copyright music that I was using, so I don't know. So we will test that, and we will see. Woo! Anyhow, it is October 23rd, and as you guys know or don't know, in 6 days and 5 hours and 21 minutes, I will be 21. Now, the question is, what am I going to do on my 21st birthday? I don't know. But Chainsaw Man comes out tomorrow, man, so I'm genuinely wondering if I'm going to go watch that or not. Maybe not. But, yeah, I don't know what I'm going to do for my birthday, and I was thinking for, like, a video idea. It'd probably be funny if, like, I recorded me drinking every type of alcohol or something like that. But then I was like, nah, I'm good. So I got to think of something that I want to do. Like, I'm 21 now. I don't know what to do. You know, like, it's just a number type shit. But I could do more stuff, like buy a gun and drink alcohol and smoke. I don't find fun in any of those activities besides shooting guns, so... Anyways, how am I feeling? So, as normal, I started off the day quite aggravated. But it was more of a mild aggravation than anything. So, nothing to write home about. But it seems like as the last few days have kind of passed by that I have started off my day just a little bit more pissy. And I'm not sure what the problem is behind that, but it's usually different topics. It's not the same thing. And I'll be honest, like, I could care less for it. I understand that, like, in the morning I'm going to be pissy regardless just because, A, I'm tired, or B, my body isn't trying to do what I'm trying to do because I'll wake up so early moving around. But, like, it's the other little problems like family problems, work problems, money problems, things like that that'll piss me off. But I make sure that I control my emotions and that I stay straight and that I'm not flipping out on anybody. And I think that's the important part. So, yeah. Like I said, how am I feeling? This morning I was feeling pissy, but in the afternoon I was feeling kind of calm, cool, collected. It was a cool day, pretty smooth. We got a lot done and a lot of important things done. The next process would be paying off that one thing. And after that would be getting a new phone. So once I can get that stuff set up, we'll be Gucci. So I just have to wait for my next paycheck, next big paycheck at least. And we go from there, you know what I mean? So hopefully the vehicle performs well. Shoot, I'm probably going to have to take a test drive on the highway like tomorrow. I want to go at night or in the morning just so like if anything happens, then it's like an empty highway. I would prefer that than to drive while it's like busy as hell and I get like stuck in the middle of traffic. That would cause problems. So actually, I'm probably going to take it on a city drive one time and then do all that stuff. But once again, I got to test around with the car a little bit more on this power steering problem. Once that gets fixed, it will be a perfect functional car and I might low-key keep it. And I keep saying that, but that's a lie. I'm not going to keep it. If I could sell it for a good price, I'm going to sell it. There's not one thing in life that I would hold on to if I could sell it for a damn good price. I'll be honest. If it's material, at least. So yeah. I could be bought, by the way, if you guys are curious. But other than that, that's everything for the video today, man. I will let you guys know what happens tomorrow. Like I said, we're going to probably test drive the car. We got a few things we got to do with friends. And yeah, I'll let you guys know. Hopefully it's more of an eventful day. And the week is kind of wrapping up a little bit. So it is feeling a little schmooter, you know what I mean? But I will see you guys later. Bye bye.